Freak Squads. How are y'all doing today? Today I thought we would do another ghost story. And this ghost story has to do with one of the most famous comedians to me that ever was. John Belushi. When he first started out though, people couldn't understand what was so special about him because he was short, kind of stocky, really wasn't like a ladies' man in his look department, but he surprised everyone. And then John started doing Saturday Night Live. And Saturday Night Live really opened the door for him to get recognized. And then the movie that really made him famous overnight is one of my favorite movies, which is Animal House. He did the movie and then he was famous. He was off the chart. John could be walking down the road and if somebody asked him to go party with him, he would jump in the car and go party with them. He was the guest that never left. Like he would show up at people's homes and raid the fridge and sleep on their couch, but nobody never mind because it was John Belushi. There was one time where they was shooting the movie, I think it was Animal House. John disappeared. John's best friend was Dan Aykroyd. So Dan Aykroyd thought, I know how to find him. So he started walking down the road from where they were shooting a movie and knocking on people's houses and asking them if they had seen John Belushi. The first house that he came to and knocked on the door, they said, yes, he's here in the living room asleep on our couch. And everybody loved John, and that was also his downfall. Everybody expected him to party with them, and this happened to Chris Farley too. Chris Farley is one of my favorite comedians also, and all this kind of the same thing happened to Chris Farley. On Saturday Night Live, they also did a skit, Dan and John, and they made up the Blues Brothers because both of them loved the blues. And then they took that character and turned it into a movie. So in 1 year, Belushi had the #1 film, the #1 TV show, and the #1 album. The film was Animal House. The TV show was Saturday Night Live. And the CD was the soundtrack to the Blues Brothers. So that's never been done before. And John Belushi only played in 7 movies, but we are still talking about him from this day. Some of the ways that he acted, his eyebrows and a range of emotions on his face, just by the movements of his eyebrows and the way he would move his face. Kind of like a silent actor like Charlie Chaplin. That's the way he would do, use his body more. And they said the reason why John Belushi did that is because his grandmother did not speak English. And so he would have to act out things and then he would do things to make her laugh. And when he was on the movie Blues Brothers, Dan Aykroyd said that he was actually taking no drugs at that time. Like he was clean. Because John Belushi struggled with the abuse of drugs, heroin, cocaine, for years. That was one thing that he struggled with. And John Belushi loved his wife. His wife and him had been together for years. And anything Judy needed, she got. Yeah, he loved her. And Judy also kept him kind of straightened out when she was around. The morning that John Belushi passed away, John had called Dan Aykroyd the night before, and his speech was kind of slurred. And Dan and Judy was in New York, planning on going to do an intervention on John Belushi because they knew something was really wrong. John Belushi died on March the 15th of 1982. He was 33 years old. He was found in a bungalow at the Chateau Armand that was the place where John was staying. A friend had found him unresponsive, and they called 911, and they pronounced him dead on the 15th, and he was only 33 years old. At the time when John passed away, Dan Aykroyd got the call that John had died. Well, Dan Aykroyd was writing the script for Ghostbusters, and in that script, John Belushi was going to be one of the Ghostbusters. And Dan said he was actually writing a scene for John when the phone rang and they had said that John had passed away. He said he ran from his studio to Judy's house. He didn't want to take a ride. He wanted to run. He wanted to get there fast so Judy wouldn't hear by the news or the radio that John had passed away. He wanted to tell her because he was a friend. And Judy said that was a kind thing for him to do. I love John Belushi, the impact he had on our culture and the way he made us laugh. I think he will truly be missed. He is one of my favorites. John Belushi passed away at the Chateau Armand in the bungalow, like I was saying. The bungalow is known to be haunted. There was a couple that had stayed at the Chateau Armand in the bungalow that John Belushi had passed away because their house was under construction. They had a small child, a little boy, and they stayed in the bungalow. Well, as the nights had passed, they noticed that the little boy was getting up in the middle of the night, and you could hear him laughing, and he was playing, and a mom would walk into the room, and she seen nothing, and she asked her son, what was he doing, and he stated, Mama, I'm playing with the funny man. So this went on for about a week, and she had got a book of the Chateau Armand on people who had stayed there that were stars. So she was sitting and folding through the books, and a little boy would ask, Mama, who's that? And she would tell him, and they was looking through the book. Well, when they got to the page that had John Belushi in it, he said, Mama, look, it's the funny man. So John Belushi is believed to haunt Bungalow 3 at the Chateau Armand. And there has also been numerous sights of him at the Chateau Armand. And this is my ghost story of John Belushi. And he is one of my favorites. And I hope he's in heaven making everybody laugh. But thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later, my little freak squads.